Hello there and welcome. This is going to be another Python video, and in this video we are going to see how you can use action classes in the Argparse module. So let's say you have basically the following challenge to resolve. We have the test.py and we want to say that we want to pass an action with where and how arguments. Let me break it down for you. So where and how arguments. And basically what we want to do, or what we could do, is to modify it so that we action location where and action how. We could implement this one, but in this case we can use action classes when we want to specify a specific amount of arguments which should be processed by these double dash arguments. And this is what we are going to take a look at. So in order to overcome this situation, what we have to do is to import from the Argparse module the action and the argument parser class. And we have to create basically a class, and this is going to be the action class, which will inherit from the action. And then we have the _call method that has to be defined. And we specify the parser, the namespace, the values, and the option string, which will have the none as default value. And then what we have to do is to pull out these two arguments which were passed to the action argument. And what we would do is the following. We will use unpacking. So we want to use the values, and basically we can create the namespace dot action how and the namespace dot action where. Is this the correct where and how? So let's make it action where and action how. And we would pass the values. And after that, what we can do is the following. We create our parser, which comes from the argument parser, and the parser is going to have an argument, which will be the action. And then we will have a help. So where and how, and we have the n_args, which will be 2. We want to process 2 of the arguments which are passed to this argument, and we want the action to be processed by the action class, and the required is true. Can you see it? Yes, you can. And after that we can use the args, which come from the parser.parse args, and print the args. So let's see how this looks like. We have the Python test.py action where and how, and as you can see, these two values were processed by our script, and the where is associated with the action where property, and the how is associated with the action how property. And if we want to use it in the script, this is how we would do it. So print, let's create an action, an f string. So the action is the parser args dot action the where is the args dot action where, and the how is args dot action how. And if we execute the script once again, you can see that the action has no value. The where is specified with where, and the how is specified with how. Let's modify it to be a bit more clear. So let's say you want to use something called storage. And in the storage argument, we will specify the following: storage, and we say local, and we say that etc ansible hosts. So we have the action where, action how, args.storage. Alright. So now you can see that the action is to store it locally under this path. And if we want, we could specify that the storage is Azure. And this is the https portal.azure.com/reaperpy. And voila! And now what we could do is to specify different criterias as to what we expect. So for example, if not namespace dot action where in local Azure, or let's give it the SharePoint, then we would like to raise an appropriate error. So exceptions argument error raise argument error in valid location. Valid locations are, can you still see it? Yeah, you can. So raise Argparse dot argument error. Hold on. And argument error. This should be imported, then we don't need the dot. And we want to join, or rather specify that local Azure and SharePoint. So now if you run it again with the right arguments, you can see that this is executing. But if I say that I want to store it in, I don't know, GitHub, you can see that there is an error, argument error, invalid location, valid locations are. So basically, this is what I wanted to show you. See you in the next one.